Hello, people. A very good evening to all of you. Guys, first of all, let me extend a very warm welcome to all my dear friends. So, guys, before we head towards, discussing about the 11th CBSE accounts, so let me give you a quick background about myself and the academy so that you get to know the feel of how do we, take class. And then we'll go ahead and discuss, what is the syllabus of the 11th standard. And then the first chapter of the accounting will be looking into. So guys, my name is Pratik Jain. I'm a chartered accountant by profession and a teacher by hardcore passion. So guys, I started my career in the year 2011 working with a multinational auditing firm by name Deloitte. So I was there for about 4.5 years, wherein the initial 3 years I served as a article assistant. My learning phase was there. After that, for 1 year, I served as an audit executive. And then in 2015, I qualified as a chartered accountant. And then I worked as a qualified CA in Deloitte for the remaining 6 months. After having gathered enormous amount of exposure working in dynamic industries, across South India, I moved on to become the senior finance manager, heading the accounts and finance department of a agri-based private limited company. I was the youngest person at the age of 25 to head the department, whereas all the other department heads were 33, 35 plus. Then after again gathering enormous amount of experience and knowledge from the experts of that particular company, I moved on to start my own venture. I started my CA practicing firm. So within 2 years, we had set up a very good client base. And during that process, somewhere I realized that my inclination and my passion was more towards teaching, guiding students, mentoring students. So that's when I felt that I should do something that I love, right? So I felt that this is high time that I should start following my passion. So then Fortune's Fun Learning Academy happened. So we formed Fortune's Fun Learning Academy, where FFLA aims to provide an interactive physical or online classes for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade students for both CBSE and state board, which not only focuses on exam, but also believes in providing the wider clarity on the concepts in a fun learning way. Learning, if it is fun, it is more enjoyable journey, right? And here, the best part is students all over India and UAE could attend the classes because we're doing it in a virtual way. So both offline and online can be attended. So if it is online, then people all over India and UAE can take a part in this. Then as we proceeded in 2020, when the entire world was hit with pandemic, then I felt that we could work on the professional courses as well. And then we launched Kalpriksh Academy. So Kalpriksh Academy aims to provide interactive physical and online classes for the professional courses such as CA, ACCA, CMA, CS, CFA from the best faculties of the country. Now, with technology being in place, there is no barrier that we should be learning only from the place where we reside. Now barriers have been opened. We can reach across the globe a lot of people, good teachers and good faculties to learn and upskills ourselves, right? So that's how Kalpriksh Academy has been formed. So yes, guys, this is about me. So one thing that I can assure all of you is that you've given your hands in the right person, with the right person, and we will make this entire journey as smooth as possible, as enjoyable as possible, as informative as possible, right? So normally when people come in 11th standard, I see 90% of the kids are very silent, very shy, and they're introvert in nature. It is very normal. So even I was that kind of a person. I was that introvert that I used to only talk to my friend circle. I used to not talk beyond that. Always I used to feel shy, talking to a lot of people. What if I say something wrong, or this will happen or that will happen? So I used to be only in my, I was comfortable only with my friend circle. So then things evolved in life. As you grow, you come across a lot of places where you feel that that kind of a nature does not help you to grow. It does not help you to reach where you ought to be, right? So that's when you eventually grow through your life, learn through your life, and significantly learn a lot of things that can take a big change in your life, right? So as time goes by, you'll be very comfortable with. So here there is no feeling that if you ask something, instead why you're asking, no, that kind of feeling. It's a very cool composed environment where you're free to ask whatever you want to ask. So normally when I ask anything in the class, people don't reply me that easily. So when I ask them, so why aren't you guys responding in the class? So people say that, sir, no, we talk, but in case if we go wrong, then what will people around us think about us? So they will make opinion about us. So thinking that, they don't answer. So my point always I tell people is that whatever you do in your life, people will make opinions about it. That should not stop ourselves from participating. I'll give you one classic example. When I was planning to start, Fortune Academy, where I was coaching for 11th and 12th. So a lot of people told me that, you're a CA. As a CA, who teaches 11th and 12th? You should be handling the professional courses, like CA, AC, CA. Karke. So me teaching 11th and 12th, do you think it's a good thing? Hello? I'm teaching people, I'm educating people. What's wrong? Do you think it's a good thing? Of course, right? So in this also people have problem. So whatever you do in your life, there'll be people around you trying to poke you with multiple things. But as long as you have a strong determination, as long as you have a strong conviction, go ahead with it. It doesn't matter what people think. Had I been concerned about what people were thinking about me, you would not have been meeting me today. So it's very important that whatever you do it wholeheartedly, so that and enjoy that journey. This entire 11th and 12th, whether you like or don't like, you have to study. Can you escape from study? No. So you have two options. One, you cry and study. You keep on cribbing it. Oh shit, I have to study accounts today. I have to study mathematics. You crib and study. Or do something with your books in such a way that you fall in love with it. And you romance with the book for the rest of the 2 years and, gain some good fun around. So there are two options. So choice is yours. So I always believe that when you're, studying or when you're working, create good memories, with it. So when you turn back and see, you see that what a memorable journey we had for 11th. What an incredible journey for 12th we had. You need to create memories. Memories, only those people create, those who are happy. Correct, no? Have you seen any sad person or a angered person creating memories? Of course, he's creating memories, but bad ones. So good people, happy people create happy environment and make everybody happy. So if you have that kind of attitude, I think you'll enjoy your entire 11th and 12th journey. And if this attitude continues, you'll enjoy even your college life or the professional courses, what you're doing, even in the job or business, what you're doing, right? So whatever you're doing, just give your 100% best, guys, and we'll take things forward, right? So coming back to your accountancy, guys. Accountancy is a very wonderful subject. This subject is so conceptually understandable. There is no need for you to buy heart at all. Each and everything, whatever has been explained, if you understand why, if you ask why, you'll get an answer for that. So far in my 4 years of career, whatever questions were thrown at me, none of the questions were unanswered. Everything is answered. 99.9999%, whatever questions you ask me, I will have a ready-made answer for that. Maybe 0.00001%. You may ask something out of the box and I might not be able to answer, but I'll search and get back to you with that answer. So that is the attitude and spirit we should have. So accountancy can be a good subject, a favorite subject, provided you understand it. On the contrary, if you start by-hearting the subject, right, without understanding, if you start doing the subject, then your entire journey of 11th and 12th will be so difficult and so painful. Because there's so many small, minute concepts. So if you don't understand, you have to by heart. How much you will by heart? How much you will by heart? So any formula, even the formula, what has been given in accountancy, I will teach you the simple way how this formula has been created. So there would be no need for you to by heart. Everything you will create. The person who is given the formula, how did he give the formula? He knew the concept behind it. He applied that concept and he got the formula. So when you know the concept behind it, it is easy for you to remember it. Unlike mathematics, mathematics is very complicated concepts. So if you sit and learn all the concepts in mathematics, for 11th standard, that 1 year is not sufficient. 2 years you have to study only 11th. But accountancy is not like that. Even the derivation concept is so simple to understand. So if you're giving full attention, full concentration to what I'm telling, you will find this subject superb and interesting. This is the feedback that I've got from the students. A lot of people, last year they did 11th, they joined with me 11th in between. Some people joined in 12th. So when they understood the 11th classes, when they saw my recorded classes, when they understood properly, they felt that, sir, this is that easy. And we were sitting in by-hearting. You made our life so easy. So I'm not boasting about myself. I'm telling the feedback what people have given. I hope all of you have gone through the feedbacks what I've sent. Normally I have this habit of telling people that, once you complete the class, give me a feedback. So feedback means what? 1 line, 2 line people will give. You can see paragraph people have given. If somebody is typing paragraph, then imagine the kind of the love, respect, what they'll have. So that's why I feel, proud in sharing those feedbacks, because I'll ask only feedback. It's only them, those who fill that entire WhatsApp chat and give it to me. So if you can understand what is the kind of impact that I have on those students. So same is the impact that I'll try to have on all of you, provided you guys support me and do whatever I say. Right? The goal for both of us is common. If the question paper is for 80 mark, score 80 on 80. I'm not happy with 17 and also. Because when you're working so hard, was 80 to banta hai. What do you say? Panama. Super. So yes, guys, coming to your accountancy subject. So this is the syllabus, the chapter 1, which will talk about accounting, what accounting is all about. You'll get an outer line about what is accounting. Then basic accounting terms. See, accounting is for the very first time you're studying in the 11th standard. You haven't come across this until your 10th standard. So there are a lot of terms which you're not familiar with. So only if you know those terms, then whatever we learned, in the next third chapter or fourth chapter onwards, things will start making sense. So this is the accounting, basic accounting terms. Then comes this third chapter, which will talk about the rules and regulations that we are supposed to follow in accounting. Now the question is, sir, why rules and regulations? What will happen if you don't follow rules and regulations? Everything I'll discuss with in detail. Next is basis of accounting, accounting equation. This is the most important chapter. Accounting procedure, rules of debit credit. Accounting means debit credit. What is debit credit? You'll get the meaning here. Those people, those have completed 12th, those have completed the college, not with me. They've done somewhere. So I asked them, like, what is debit and credit? Nobody knows to explain what is debit and credit. Today, that is when you do with me accounting, you will understand and you'll be in position to explain people what is debit and credit. Then this is the second important chapter, journal, ledger, special purpose book. All this, if you see, so many chapters, guys, total 19 chapters. So here, as I told you, in your 11th standard, there is multiple books that you can follow. This syllabus, what you're seeing in front of you, this T.S. Grewal. This T.S. Grewal, author. That book I have taken. And people can follow D.K. Goyal also. Then there is Subhash De and so many other authors. And then finally, NCERT. I've compared all the books so far. I felt that this book is apt one because the theory, the language, it is quite simplified. The questions are, easy questions followed by medium questions, then tough questions. All kinds of question range has been given. So I felt this is comparatively more, easy for me to present and explain than other books. D.K. Goyal is also close by, nothing wrong. So I've sent you this. You can buy this book, and we can start following this book, right? So here in T.S. Grewal, they have given 19 chapters. If you go with D.K. Goyal or maybe another book, there are few chapters that will be combined together. So in that book, if you see, the syllabus could be maybe out of 19 chapters, you could have 16 chapters or even 15 chapters because few chapters they've combined together. But in all the books, all the concepts have been covered in detail. Nothing has been left out. In NCERT, whatever topics is there, all the topics is there in TSG and D.K. Goyal also. Nothing to worry. So maybe chapters they have squeezed, multiple chapters they have squeezed into one chapter or two chapters, but everything has been covered. So the first chapter that we are going to understand is Introduction to Accounting. So before we go forward, before I start technically explaining you what is accounting all about, I want to give a simple example through which let's understand what is accounting. All of you know what is a theme park? What is a theme park? Water park. Guys, participation is very important. The more and more you participate, the more and more you'll have the fun. And that fear is there, no? People have that fear of participation. That fear will go away only through participation. Trust me, I'll tell you, as we proceed with the classes now, I'll tell you my example, what I've gone through in my 11th and 12th, after 11th and 12th. You will see that from such a background, I've been so talkative. I mean, I was the silent person ever you will see in life. From there, I've been so talkative. So that journey is only if you have the conscious intention to participate and overcome your difficulties. Okay. Okay. So all of you are aware of what is theme park? Niharika, Ananya?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's suppose all of us plan to go for a theme park. So in Cochin, we have Rigaland. In Coimbatore, we have Black Thunder. In Bangalore, we have Wonderla. Then Chennai, MGM. Imagica is where? Bangalore. Pune. Pune people, what do we have in Pune?
Yeah, Imagica.
Imagica and
Imagica.
Imagica.
See, wonderful. So where do we go, guys? Where do we go? Which place do you want to go? Black Sea, Black Thunder. Ha. Okay, so let's suppose we have to go to Black Thunder. So all of us, we have to assemble to one point, and from that point, we'll board a bus and we'll go to Black Thunder. Okay. Now, for this purpose, how much money do you need? 5,000 rupees. 5,000.
Yeah.
Or some people say, "Whoa, 5,000. What will you do with 5,000? This is your day out, man. You enjoy with that money. What for you?" So let's suppose your parents are giving you 5,000 rupees. But when your dad or mom is giving this money, they said that, see, take this 5,000. At the end, when you come back, I want to know where this money you've spent. And you have to give me the balance money. So they give you a notebook and a pen along with it. So wherever you're, incurring any expenditure or any expenses, you have to make a note of it. Okay? So this is your book, guys. So money received for the trip. How much money we said? 5,000. See, excited. So 5,000. Okay. So the first thing, guys, what happens is we have all assembled, at a bus stop, and we have boarded the bus. Will bus take us free of cost to the place back under? No, it will charge us. So let's suppose the bus fare is 100 rupees. Correct? 100 rupees is decent. Okay. 100 rupees is the money that you have spent. From this 5,000, will you add 100 or minus 100? Minus 100. Common sense. I'm not teaching accounting. Common sense it is. So I'll minus less bus ticket fare. Minus 100. Okay. Now, as the bus is going, we have started early in the morning. No? We've not had any breakfast. So on the way, the bus conductor or driver is, stopping in a very good hotel. But the moment you get inside the hotel, what smell? Hot sambar, coffee, masala dosa, vada, fresh vada, sambar. See how much we can have. So let's suppose you're getting inside. You're ordering a lot of stuffs. Looking at that smell itself, we feel like ordering so much, right? So for how much money will you eat food, like breakfast?
200.
200. Okay. Who says 200? Ananya or Niharika? Ananya says 200. Niharika, what do you say?
I think at least like 400, 300, 400.
My God, 400. So what have you ordered, Niharika? You ordered the masala dosa, plain dosa, uttapam, vada, pongal, idli, everything?
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. It's not that cheap.
From the expense point of view, okay. Expensive point of view, say 400.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pune is quite expensive, I think. Okay, so let's breakfast charges or breakfast expenses. How much, guys? 300. Decent. 300 is decent. Okay, breakfast expenses. So again, will I minus or add? Expenses, so minus. Okay. So now you're done with nice breakfast. Give me breakfast. So again, you board the bus. So where do you go? You get down at Black Thunder. At the moment you get down at Black Thunder, will you directly enter the park? Obviously, they'll stop you because you have to buy the tickets. So we're buying the tickets. So let's entry ticket. 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees. Now that you have ticket, you enter. As soon as you enter, on left hand side you have Tom and Jerry. Right hand side you have Popeye, Donald Duck. You know all that. All of you know Tom and Jerry, Popeye. If you've not watched those cartoons, then waste of your childhood. Correct, no? Okay. Now you've got that. You've got a good welcome. Now, as you proceed inside, you're so excited. Everywhere you can see a lot of water rides. You plunge in it. Hell of a life you enjoyed. Now it's been noon. Now your tummy is again empty. So you want to eat. So you go to a multi-cuisine restaurant. You go inside. There is, what is that? Italian pasta is there. There is Thai food. There is Manchurian. This thing, that thing. Aha. So now you go and order, and you want to have a nice lunch because you're already tired. Spending a lot of energy by playing games. Now you had a lunch. So lunch worth how much?
700.
700. Decent.
Yeah.
700, 750 is decent. Okay. So less lunch expenses. 700. Okay. Then again, you go back, enjoy water rides. Then now you're tired with water. So you come back. Now again, your tummy is empty. You want to have some snacks. So you go around and see there's a lot of ice creams, there's a lot of popcorns, caramel popcorn. What is that? What is that popcorn you get in Satyam? Butter popcorn. What is that popcorn? Yeah, cheese popcorn. All of whatnot. So all that you have. So for snacks, how much do you want to have? This is your life, man. You want to enjoy it fully. You don't want to, save a single rupee. That much you want to eat. That much you want to enjoy. So please tell me. That's all. Snacks. 400. 300 element. Not for you, not for me. 300. Okay. Now snacks has been done. Then you're tired with the water game. So you do the dry rides. So certain dry rides are free. Certain dry rides, they have to, you have to pay. If you're, driving an ATR bike, yeah, there is charges for that. If you use that, gun to shoot that balloon, charges. So let's say you're enjoying some dry games. Dry games for 1,000 rupees. Okay. Yes. So now that you're completely done, you want to come back home. So while you come back, obviously you'll come through bus. So again, bus charges. Again 100. Less bus ticket, 100. Now that you're so tired that you don't want to eat any dinner outside. Already 3 times you had. So now you want to go home and have homemade, handmade food. Right? So now you go home, have dinner. You're so tired, you go and sleep. Next day morning, you get up. You come from the room and your dad is sitting, staring at you. Enjoyed yesterday? Give me the money now. What money? I told you to do accounting. Did you do accounting? Did you maintain all the expenses? Yeah, I made. So you go run and take your notebook and you'll say, Dad, see, you've given me 5,000 rupees. In that 100 rupees I've, used for bus fare, 300 for this, 1,000 for that. Like that you do. And finally you tell how much money is left. How much money is left? The balance money is 1,500. So why do you think your dad has asked for this piece of information? What benefit he'll get, by having this information with him? If you can tell me.
To see where I spend my money.
Right? Yes, I'll come to one by one. Online students, just 1 second, ma. Yeah.
Not wasting it on stuff.
Wonderful. Okay. Offline people, any other thing? Okay. Online people? Somebody said something. Ananya or Niharika?
To see where I spent my money.
Sorry?
To see where I spent my money.
Exactly. Same point. So one, you will get an idea that where you have spent money and wherever you spent the money, did you overspend it? Did you, totally wasted the money? So they'll get a good clarity. Second, obviously, when you're having a money, you should have the habit of noting down how much money you had, how much you spent, so that get to know the balance. When you get to know the balance, you know that how much more money is left, to spend further. So always in any household, whether they are doctor, whether they are engineer, whether they are, from commerce background, every, household family, whether it is ladies or gents, have this habit of noting down. This entire process of noting down how much money you had, how much money you spent, what is the balance, this is accounting. Accounting means what? Accounting. Hello? ACCOUNTING. Accounting inside has counting. So basically you're doing the counting. Counting of how much you had, counting of how much money you spent, counting of how much is balance left. Now, this accounting looks very simple because the transactions are very few. And moreover, this is personal in nature. But when you come to business, what happens is there are a lot of complicated transactions. So now, from the business point of view, let's try and understand how accounting works there. What is the need of accounting there? So let me give you an ideal example. Let's suppose you're into the business of buying and selling mobile phones. So let's suppose if I have to sell the mobile phones, can I say first I need to buy it? So I'm going to purchase the mobile phones. So purchase 10 phones at the rate of 10,000 each. 10,000 each. Now, whatever phones you purchased, obviously you will sell it. But is there any necessity that whatever phones you purchased, everything you will sell it? This is, let's suppose, of one day. Today I purchased 10 phones. At the end of the day, is it necessary that whatever phones I've purchased, everything I should sell? Is there any necessity? No. So let's suppose you sold 7 phones at the rate of 20,000 each. Double profit. Now to do the sales, obviously you'll do some expenses. There's marketing expenses, there is rental expenses. There'll be so many other expenses. So I'm just putting expenses. Expenses of rupees, let's suppose 10,000. 10,000 rupees you've spent overall. Okay. Now guys, I would want all of you to calculate the profitability of the business. You understand what is profit? Income minus expense is equal to profit. All of you know what is income. I am taking classes. The fees what you pay, can I say that is income for me? In the same way, whatever this fellow is selling the phone, the selling value is my income. From my income, if I minus expenditure, I'll get to know the profit, right? So I'll give you a quick 2 minutes. All of you will have to tell me what is the profit this fellow has earned. Let's suppose this is Mr. X. So you'll have to tell me Mr. X has earned how much profit in this business. Okay, so Bhavyansh, what is your answer? 30,000. Mehak, 30,000. Profit or loss?
Profit.
Profit. Okay. Then Manvi, again 30,000. You can calculate. You can use your notebook and calculate, guys. No problem. Take your time. Ashmita, Krish, Vishti, Niharika, Ananya.
Sir, 30,000.
Who is saying 39? Ananya? Ananya says 30,000 profit, sir. Okay. Yes, Niharika.
Same, sir.
Same 30,000 profit. So all of you say same 30,000 profit. So can you tell me elaborately how did you calculate this 30,000?
10 phones put 10,000.
Okay, so you mean to say, sir, in first let's calculate income. So my sale is how much? 20,000 into 7 phones. So I earned 1,40,000 rupees. Am I right? From that, I need to minus my expenditure. There are 2 expenditure. Purchase is my expenditure, and these are the other expenditures. So minus purchase. Purchase how much? 10,000 rupees is the phone, and I purchased 10 phones. So 1 lakh rupees. So 40,000 is the profit. From that, minus expenditure of 10,000, 30,000 rupees is my final profit. Correct? Yes? What if I say all of you are wrong?
Sir, it will be 60,000.
1 second, Kana. Yes?
It will be 60,000.
It'll be 60,000. Who's saying that?
Ananya, I think I made a mistake.
Ananya says 60,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Ashmita. Okay, wonderful. Now, what happened is, guys, this is what happens if people don't know accounting. See, as a layman, we calculated this very comfortably. We didn't have any problem. Yes or no?
Yeah.
You had any difficulties in computing this? No. This, as a layman, it is very simple. Layman means what? Anybody who does not know accounting. Let's suppose a person who is from science background. This is easy to do. But here, things are slightly different. What did you do? When you recorded your income, you recorded for 7 phones. On the contrary, when you recorded the expenses, you recorded for 10 phones. How is it fair that you record income for 7 phones and expenses for 10 phones? If that is the case, then my question is, from 10 phone, you sold 7. So can I say 3 is remaining? which means you will sell these 3 phones next day. Correct? So as per your calculation, next day's sale is how much? 20,000 into 3, 60,000. Purchase value, are you trying to tell me it is 0? Because already purchases, you have subtracted 10 here. No? Then purchase is 0. Then are you trying to tell me the profit for the next day 60,000? Is your real profit 60,000? But just imagine, if accounting rules and regulations was not in place, do you think that everybody in India, for given same question, people will come out with different answers? Like some will come with 60, some will come with 30, some will come out from some random figure. So now do you feel that there is a need to bring rules and regulations in place so that for a given same question, there is a uniform answer? Whether you do it, whether I do it, or whether anybody else does it, answer has to be the same for a given question. Correct? That is the reason accounting rules and regulations were established. Now, what rule is applied here is the matching principle. I'm not trying to get in detail. All this I'll discuss in detail in the future classes. I'm just trying to give you an outer line that when we did this calculation, we did very conveniently, very easily. Because in personal life, there is not much of complications. But when you go to business, things becomes complicated. Right? So in that case, if the rules and regulations are not in place, then what happened? Everything will be scattered. So here, 2 people will be at the losing end. One is the owner, not knowing what is his profit. Now the owner is confused. Let's suppose you are the accountants. One accountant is telling 30,000 profit. Another accountant is saying 60,000 profit. Imagine owner. What will be his condition? He'll take his head and, wow, what are you doing, ma? You're telling 30, you're telling 60. So uniformity is very important. So one owner is the sufferer. Second, government is suffering. Why government is suffering? How does it matter? Why is government having a problem here, having different answers? She's right. Yes, you're right. Online people. Why is government afraid or bothered here?
Because there are no rules.
No. Offline people got 2 people got the right word. Why is
It's,
government interested in your business?
is it like because this is our income, right? So like a tax accordingly.
Of course, tax. Tax is a charge on your profit. So if your profit is wrong calculated, tax will be wrong. So you said that 30,000 is profit. So let's suppose you are paying 10% to government. 10% of 30,000 you're paying to government, which means 3,000 only is going to the government. Whereas as per my calculation, something else will come. So government is losing money here. So government is very clear that, boss, for a given question, please give a uniform answer. So for that, government was forced to bring the rules and regulation. So here the rule that is applied is matching principle. Matching principle, very important rule. Matching principle says that to earn income for 7 phones, how much expenditure was incurred, that much expenditure alone you have to record in terms of quantity. To earn income on the 7 phones, you have incurred the expenses on 7 phones. So you cannot take 10 phones as your expenditure. 7 phone, the expenditure incurred on the 7 phone has contributed the income on the 7 phone. So how much quantum of expenses? The quantum of expenses should be equal to quantum of income. I'm not telling the value should be same. If the value of the expense income is same, then no profit, no loss. I'm telling the quantity wise, quantity parameter should match. This is the rule that we are going to study. I'm just giving an example. So by that virtue, if I go, please tell me what should be the answer. This should be, instead of 10, it should be 7. Can I say 1,40,000 will be 140 only? No change. Sale should be 10,000 into 7, which is 70,000. So it's 1,40,000 minus 70 is 70,000. And expenditure is 10,000 minus. Profit is 50,000. Sorry, 60,000.
60, yeah.
Correct? So if you give this amount to government, on this 10% means government is getting 3,000 tax. Whereas the real profit is 60,000, on which the government is supposed to get 3,000 ka chuna lagega government. For government, 3,000 rupees, naked bids. I need to talk in Hindi and Tamil, both dialogues properly. Only that thing will be maintained. Now, do you understand the need for accounting, the need for rules and regulations? Are you able to get that feel and pulse? Wonderful.
Subtract the other expenses on both the.
You mean to say here? Here, if there is an expenditure, for example, to sell this remaining three mobile phones, if I'm incurring any expenditure like this, then I'll subtract that also. You don't be the same amount. See, for selling, so let's suppose this was advertisement expenditure. To sell those 7 mobile phones, I incurred 10,000. But next time, what happened is, I got these 3 customers from reference of these customers. So I don't have to do any advertisement. So I saved my money there. You're able to follow? So it can be anything. Now what happens is, let's understand what is the need of accounting. The primary reason why anybody wants to know or do the accounting is to know the profitability of the business or profit or loss of business. This is the first and the foremost need of accounting. This profit and loss is prepared by using a statement called as trading and P&L account. What is trading and P&L account? You'll understand in detail very soon. Or you can say as income statement. Income statement. So using these 2 documents, income statement or trading and profit and loss account, the enterprise understands the profit or loss of the business. Are you okay with only knowing profit and loss of the business? Financial position. The second requirement is to know the financial position of the business. Now, what is the meaning of financial position? When I ask a lot of people, people don't know how to answer this. This is known through a document called as balance sheet. What is the meaning of financial position? Now, please understand, the 60,000 rupees is your profit. Now, if I want to know, in the beginning, when you started, the business, how much money came in? If I have to purely know the money, how much came in, how much went out. So can I say first, you've done a sale. How much money you have earned from sale? You sold 7 mobile phones of 20,000 each, correct? So 1,40,000 rupees, okay? From that, this 1,40,000, you had money in hand, cash. In that purchase, 10 into 10,000. I'm calculating what is the cash. This was the calculation of profit. Now I'm trying to calculate how much money is there in my hand. So I spent 1 lakh rupees on purchasing the mobile phone, which means from my hand, 1 lakh rupees has gone out. And minus expenditure, 10,000. So minus, you can do minus also, you can put in bracket. In accounting, putting in bracket means minus. So I'm putting this 10,000 in bracket. So balance is how much? 30,000. So this 30,000 is what? This is cash in hand. So as a businessman, I would also want to know, boss, how much money is there in my hand at the end of the day? And it is not necessary that your profit should be equal to your cash in hand. So I want to know what is the position of my cash in hand. What is the position of my cash in hand? Financial position. So I'll be discussing about financial position, balance sheet in detail. So I'm just giving you the need. If you don't know what is the money in hand, then what business are you doing? As a businessman, I should know how much money is left. So with this 30,000, you'll do further purchase. If money is not sufficient, you'll bring in more money. Do you understand now? Second thing, how much mobile phones did you purchase? You purchased 10 mobile phones. How much did you sell it? 7. Balance is 3. Can I say this is stock in hand? The remaining goods which is there is called as stock. So do I not need to know at the end of the day how much stock is left in my hand? What is the position of the stock? Like that in business, you would want to know position of a lot of things. You want to know the position of your properties. How much land do you have? How much building do you have? Imagine Ambani, Adani, Tata, Birla. If you look at the balance sheet, they'll have n number of land and properties, n number of buildings, which will run for several pages. If we get one in a lifetime, it's a big deal. For them, it will run for several pages. So does he not want to know how much asset is there? Where the asset is? Imagine you're buying 100 properties all over India. You guys buying 100 properties all over India. Don't you want to know which property is located where? What is the value of the property? Whether this property is still with me or not? Yes or no? So you have to maintain a document that gives you the financial position. Financial position means it will tell you that what all you have, what all you own it, from whom the money should come, to whom the money should be given. So financial position, balance sheet replaces your memory. If I have to pay somebody, how much I'll keep in memory? If I have to pay 1% means I'll keep in memory. If I have to pay 100% means I have to note it down somewhere. So that I'll note down in balance sheet. So I'll get to know the position to how many people I have to pay. Are you able to follow? So the second document that you prepare is the balance sheet, which gives you the financial position of the business. These are the two primary reasons why the accounting is being done. Now, as you go forward, you'll understand the different needs and the purpose of accounting. It is more. As of now, I'm giving you two purposes. So coming back, introduction to accounting. In this, you're going to learn the meaning and definition of accounting. I'm going to discuss the first line, guys. Accounting is a systematic process of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting the financial transaction and communicating the results to the users thereof. Now, the moment people reach this line, they're like, what the hell? What are you trying to say? If you can relate, I can relate this to one movie called as 3 Idiots. In 3 Idiots, there is a particular scene where, that one professor, asked Amir Khan, tell me the definition of machinery. He tells that machine is something, this, zip up and down, up and down, up and down. He tried to explain in a simple way, but he was not happy with the simple language. Then what is that fellow? Chatur. In 3 Idiots, it is Chatur and it is Nanban. Who is that? Vijay is, that fellow who tells that machine definition properly. Venkatesh. So, Ananya, Niharika, have you seen 3 Idiots?
Yeah, but it was a very long time ago.
So,
I don't remember.
In that, he tells the definition of machinery. Such a big definition, complicated. Doesn't it sound like that? Accounting is a systematic process of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, interpreting. Now, this 2 lines, huge information. I'll break down this line one by word. You'll understand so much. I can explain this 2 lines for 1 hour. That doesn't mean that every theory will explain like that. Only these 2 lines. Because here, if you understand this, your entire accounting syllabus, rather I would say 50% of your accounting syllabus is being covered in these 3 lines. So this I've broke down easily for all of you. Accounting is a systematic process. What is system? Now, you did this accounting. What did you do? Sale for 7 quantity, purchase for 7 quantity. From sale, you subtracted purchase. From purchase, you subtracted expense and got. Don't you think this is a system? In India, if you do not place system properly, people will do whatever they feel like doing. Anything and everything they'll do it. So it is very important to have in place a proper system, and everybody is supposed to follow the system so that the desired common result is being achieved. So the entire accounting process is being designed in a very systematic way. Accounting is a systematic process of what? Of identifying. That is what is being given here, no? Identifying. Is not given here? Okay, then I'll come. Identifying. So they've started directly with recording. Before recording, there are 2 more things. Accounting is a systematic process of identifying. Identifying what? Identifying a business financial transaction. Let's break these 3 parts. All of you understand what is business? Now, this transaction, what you noted down, is this a business transaction or is this a personal transaction? It is personal transactions. So here in business, we are concerned with business transaction. In personal life, whatever you do, man, whatever you want, you do it. Here in accounting, we are concerned with the business transaction. Which transaction? Business financial transaction. Finance means anything that is measurable in terms of money. And then transaction. What is the meaning of transaction? Anything which includes money is called as financial. Financial. Transaction means what? Transaction is divided into 2 parts. Trans means through. Action means to do. I'm trying to do something through somebody. I'm doing something through somebody. An activity which involves transfer of money or something related to money's worth from one person to another person. Every transaction involves 2%. So transaction is something which is happening between two people. I'm doing something to you. I'm teaching you now. So this is a transaction where I'm involved, you're involved. Are you able to follow? So every transaction involves 2% or two account. What is the meaning of account? You learn in the chapter number 6, rules of debit and credit. Now, Ram purchases chair from Raja on cash. First of all, is this transaction happening in the business or is it personal in nature? It is business because Ram is purchasing chair from Raja for what? So that he can buy it and he can sell it. So the intention is purely business. So can I say this is a business transaction? Second, is money involved in this? Ram purchases chair from Raja on cash. Means money. Money should be there or something related to money. What is money's worth? You'll understand eventually. So can I say finance is there? Transaction means anything happening between minimum two people. Two or more is allowed, but minimum two. Can I say one person is Ram, another person is Raja? So can I say it is a business financial transaction? Only when you identify a business financial transaction, only then you can go and record. Na? First of all, for you to record, you need to know what should I record? What should I not record? For you to know what to record, what not to record, you need to know what is a business financial transaction. Is it clear now? I've given multiple examples. Same thing. Ram purchases chair from Raja on credit. Credit means what? I got the, pay later. I got the chair. I told him I'll pay later. I'll promise him to pay later. So here still money's worth is there. I've not paid the money immediately, but money is involved in this. It's money's worth. So it is happening in the business because Ram is buying chair for selling it in his business. Second, money's worth is involved. And this is a transaction happening between Ram and Raja. Are you able to follow? Next, Ram pays salary to Sita in cash. So why are you paying? Salary is paid in the business, boss. So this is a business transaction. Is money involved? Yes. Finance, money or money's worth should be involved. And transaction is something happening between two people, Ram and Sita. So it is a business financial transaction. Ananya, Niharika, are you able to follow more?
Yes, sir.
So for me to do the recording of the accounting, I need to first of all identify if the transaction is business financial in nature. That is step number 1. If you're clear with this, give me a thumbs up. I'll go forward. Yes, boss.
Phone example.
Yes.
So person X buys it for 10,000.
Yes.
So that's a business financial transaction.
Okay. So Mehak is asking, in the phone transaction, you have purchased 10 phones of 10,000 each. Correct? So here I have not given the name of the person. Obviously, if I'm buying, so maybe Mr. X is buying from Mr. Y. So 2 persons are involved. So again, can I say this purchase is happening for business purpose? And this involves money's worth. And this is a transaction happening between Mr. X and the shopkeeper. So it is, Mr. Y. So in that case, definitely this is a business financial transaction. Only once you identify a transaction as a business financial transaction, only then you'll proceed forward to account it. So after you after you identify it, the second step that you need to do is you have to measure. Measure in terms of what? Measure in terms of price or money. So let's suppose I'm buying this phone. Can I record purchase 10 phones, 10,000 like that? Can I record something theoretically? If I just record this statement, will you get the profitability? You should record the value. This is important. So what did you do? 10,000 you multiplied with 10 rupees, so 10 phones, and you got the value. You measured in terms of money. You measured in terms of price. I need a numerical value to be identified and recorded so that I can get the numerical profit. I cannot record a sentence and get profit. So it has to be measured in terms of money. Second point clear. First is identify a business financial transaction. Second, measure in terms of money. After doing this, this is the theoretical step. These both steps will happen in your mind. You will not note it down anywhere. You're reading the sentence and identify, okay, this is a business financial transaction. Okay, money for this is so much. Now, after you identify what is the price, 1,40,000, you have to record it. So next third step is recording. This is the practical step. From this, the practical thing starts. Recording in the accounting takes place through the journal entry. You need to record the journal entry in the chronological order. What do you mean by chronological order? First, you purchased the phone. So let's suppose 10 o'clock in the morning, you purchased. 10 a.m. you purchased. So this is the first transaction that you'll record. not time. In a day, you can, however, change it, but whatever transaction happening today, you have to record it today. Whatever happening tomorrow, you have to record tomorrow only. That way. So that is called as chronological order. In what order the transaction took place, you have to record in the same order. Maybe timing here and there can be changed, but here the concern is not with the timing. Here the concern is the day-to-day transaction. Today's transaction, you have to record today. Tomorrow's transaction, tomorrow. That is called as chronological order. So here recording takes place through journal. Now, what is journal? There is one whole complete chapter on journal, chapter number 8, which will teach you how to do the entry. Now here, what did we do? Very comfortably, we took a piece of paper. So much money received, so much expenses done. But that is not the game here. Here we are following the rules and regulations that has been set by some other person. Who is that person? We'll be discussing in detail in the next class. So recording in the journal. So now you record in journal, that doesn't mean that everything is over. After journal, the next step is you will classify the transaction in ledger. Basically, from journal, you will transfer the values to the ledger. Now, the question that comes in your mind is, so what are we transferring? Why are we transferring? What is the purpose? For that, you need to wait when I do ledger. I'm telling you, this is a systematic process. Trust me, whatever they have given, it is absolutely right. I'll give you a simple glimpse. In journal, for every transactions, you're supposed to write entry. In a year, tell me, do you do only one purchase in a year? My question to all of you guys, even online students, please tell me, when you purchase in the year, do you purchase only once in a year? You purchase hundreds of times in the year. So every time you purchase, every single time you purchase, you will record one journal. One purchase entry, one journal entry. Another purchase entry, another purchases you do, another purchase entry. Third time you purchase, another purchase entry. So like that, every time you purchase, every time you sell, every time you incur expenditure, one entry of record. Now my question is, you have done hundreds of purchases. So in journal, each purchase entry is there. If I want to know the total of how much purchase, where will I get the information? Ledger. So ledger is the place where all the independent transaction in journal is being transferred to a ledger where you can do the totaling. So ledger is the place where you will get the total purchase, you will get the total sale, total stock, total expenses, total of each thing you will get in one place. Only then if you have total, you will be in position to prepare the profit and loss account. Because when I'm doing sales, it is not one-time sale transaction. Here sale means the sale happened throughout the year. This 1,40,000, the complete sale throughout the year. I want the total. That total will not come from journal, it will come from ledger. You will understand that in detail when I do the practical question. I'm only trying today, guys, to get an outer line. That's it. I'm doing only wafer thin outer line teaching. Now, after ledger, you will summarize by preparing the trial balance, P&L, and balance sheet. Trial balance, you have exclusive chapter. What is the meaning of trial balance? What is the significance of trial balance? What is the purpose and need for trial balance? Everything you will understand in detail in that particular chapter. So you summarize everything in one place called as trial balance, profit and loss account. I told you, trading and profit and loss account is prepared to calculate your profitability or the loss of the business. And balance sheet is calculated to prepare the financial position of the business. Once you summarize, once you get the profitability, once you get the financial position, will you keep quiet? Boss, this work is done by accountant. So accountant has to go and explain his owner. He has to do the analysis and tell his owner what happened. Because business have target. Let's suppose this year you had a target of achieving 1 lakh as profit. But in the P&L account, the profitability is only 40,000. Would you not want to understand from your accountant how the target was 1 lakh profit and how it became 40,000? Don't you need to analyze? 1 lakh was your target, but you only achieved 40,000. Two possible ways why your profit came down. One is whatever your target sale was, that the sale was not achieved. More sale, more profit. Less sale, less profit. So that could be one reason. As you planned, sale did not happen. So then there is a fault in which team? Sales team. Or maybe expenses were too high. You unnecessarily expended so much money that your profit came down. So expenses needs to be cut down. Cost cutting needs to happen. So don't you want to understand Where is the leakage? Where did the profit get leaked? So for that purpose, don't you think we need to interpret, that is analyze the accounting? So in your 12th standard, you'll understand what are the different analysis tools, right? Once you analyze, do you keep the information for yourself? No, you will communicate. So analysis is done by whom? A specific professional. He will go and communicate this to the users, communication of the financial information to users. Who are the users? Owner, government, bank, customer, creditor, all these people. Now you may be wondering, owner we can still understand because it is his business. Obviously he would want to know what happened. He wants the all information. Government wants, why? Because tax. Like that banker is a person who is lending you the money. He would want to know what, because when you went and approached banker, take the banker, please give me 1 crore rupees. Using this 1 crore rupees, I'll do nice business and give you nice profits. So that nice profit was 1 lakh rupees, but you got only 40. Will you not answer the so-called bank? Lulu, why your profit came down? You have to explain him, no? So banker is also involved. So like that, so many other people that we'll discuss in detail. Investor is there. Consumer is not to be informed. Consumer, what is there? Investor is informed. He has to be informed. Consumer has not to be informed. Investor has to be informed. Ananya, Niharika, are you able to follow? Hello?
Yes, sir. So one thing, so like for each transaction, there is a different journal, is it?
Yes, for each and every transaction, you have to record one journal entry. Now, when you do individual transaction, it becomes very difficult for totaling. Now, this point you'll understand properly when I do the journal. If you look at the format of journal, how do we record? No, that time will automatically get there. Oh, only one I have to record. So like that, for 100 transactions, 100 journal entries. So when I record 100 journal entries, I cannot do the totaling. So for doing the total of like total purchase, total sales, I need to transfer to one place where I can do the totaling part.
Yeah, okay.
We've seen big manufacturing companies. They'll be having a huge chain of work. Like in the first chain, they'll be doing a set of assembling a few things. Then if you've seen manufacturing of cars, what do? In first assembly unit, the body part, the body is being manufactured and placed. It goes to the next assembly line where the door has been fixed. Then the next assembly line, what happens? The outer sheet has been fixed. The next assembly line, the inner parts are fixed. The next assembly line, tire is fixed. Then the branding has been done. It's all step-by-step procedure. So here also, each step has got its own significance. Now, please understand one thing. The process of identifying a business financial transaction, measuring in terms of money, recording in the ledger, recording in journal, classifying in ledger. All this 4 procedure is being done by a junior accountant. For this work, you don't need a senior person. A junior accountant who knows accounting is capable of doing this work. So the process of doing all these 4 things is termed as bookkeeping. People often get confused that bookkeeping, accounting, and accountancy, all 3 are same. But in reality, all the 3 are different parts. The process of identifying a business financial transaction, measuring in terms of money, recording, and classifying. These 4 activities alone is done by a junior accountant. And this process is called as bookkeeping. He's maintaining the books. He's keeping the books. Why it is called as book? Because in olden days, we did not have system. So all the accounting was done manually in the books, textbooks, notebooks. So we call it as book. Keeping means what? Maintaining it. So maintaining the accounts in the book is called as bookkeeping. After that, the process of summarizing, interpreting, and communicating has to be done by a senior person. Because this involves a little bit more mind. So a professional person or maybe a senior accountant. A senior accountant or a professional like a CA, CMA, ACCA, these people are capable of doing the last 3 activities. So these people, the work what they do is called as accounting. Accounting, finalization of accounting. Now, what is accountancy? Accountancy is that rule book, that guide which teaches you how to do the bookkeeping and how to do the accounting. So accountancy is the rule book. That is why if you see any book on the top, they note it down as accountancy. Because accountancy is a rule book that will teach you how to do the accounting and bookkeeping. So accountancy is the set of rules to be followed for doing bookkeeping and accounting. So now are you getting the distinction between the 3? You can expect a theory from this part. Accounting starts where the bookkeeping ends. Only when the bookkeeping is ending, the accounting will start. This is one common theory you will come across, or maybe as a true or false or as an MCQ. Right? So accounting starts where bookkeeping ends. So whatever I'm discussing, guys, this is not my own thing. This is there in your textbook. Very well within the first chapter. So now tell me, guys, they've easily, finished this sentence in one line. How much information we got it from that one line? You're getting that pulse of it? Wonderful. If you guys are not tired, then I would take 20 more minutes and do the remaining stuff and finish for the day. I have a small bad habit. You know what? How do you know that?
You told me what the thought.
Yeah, that is very, very bad habit, but that is actually beneficial for the kids. One bad habit is repeating. I repeat. I'll tell you why I keep on repeating, because I know when I tell people to go home and revise, they'll not revise. So that part I do it in the classes. So that is good for you. That is good for student. One bad habit I have which is bad for you. I forget to give breaks. I can't give breaks. So now it so happened that initial, 2-3 classes last year when your seniors came in, no? So 2-3 classes I just kept on doing classes. They're like, sir, break you will not give. Oh, sorry, I forgot. So if you're not, and am I that boring that you want a break? No, no. See, you're yourself giving the answer. Ananya Niharika, am I that boring that you need a break?
No, sir.
See, now over. Now, no deal between us is 1.5 hours, no break. Correct? Okay. Or do you need a quick break of 5 minutes? Because it's 8:12 now. So I have only 15-20 minutes more left. So with that, the remaining part I'll complete off. No problem. Next class, I'll try to give break. What is the need of accounting? The first and the foremost need is to calculate the correct profit and loss of the business. For that, what is the document that you prepare? Trading and P&L account, or it is called as income statement. Second is to ascertain the financial position of the business, which is got through balance sheet. See, wonderful. I'll come to the accounting period a little later. But tell me one thing. When you did your earlier LKG, UKG, pre-KG, you were introduced to the English language. Did it start to teach you paragraph writing? They started with alphabets. They taught you what is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yes. Then slowly these alphabets. Teacher taught you how to put alphabets together to make a meaningful word. Right? Then you started learning the words. Then as you went in higher grades, first standard, second standard, then these words were put together to create a meaningful sentence. As you passed on to the upper grades, then teachers taught you that all these sentences put together, you can make a beautiful, meaningful paragraphs. Then as you kept on growing, teachers studied that these paragraphs put together can be made into a lovely chapter. And these chapters put together can form a beautiful book. This is called a cycle of English language. In the same way, guys, for accounting also we have a cycle. We have the process. The process begins with transaction. What do we do with the transaction? You identify a business financial transaction. Then you measure in terms of money. This is done theoretically in the brain. The real accounting starts, the next procedure. Whatever you identified, you need to record. Record through journal. Nerka, Ananya, are you following with me?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. You record in journal. In the journal, the problem is that all the transactions are scattered. Purchases is scattered in 100 places. Sale is scattered in 100 places. So I don't know what is my total purchase, what is my total sale. To bring the total into picture, I transfer. So this is like a bucket. In bucket, all the balls are there. Red, blue, black, everything is mixed. So from this, you will transfer all the red balls to the red basket. All the blue balls to the blue basket. This is called as classifying. From this is a journal box, which has got all the balls in together. You're taking and recording in the respective colored box. This is called as classifying. So once you do classify, then you prepare trial balance. What is the purpose of trial balance? I'll tell in the trial balance chapter. From trial balance, you identify all the transactions. You identify all the names, items, all the balls which are in the nature of income, expense, gain, losses. From the trial balance, all these items will go to your trading and P&L account. In this trial balance, all the items which are in the nature of asset, liability, capital go to balance sheet. So what is asset? What is liability? What is capital? You will understand in the next chapter, which is accounting terms. Are you clear? So this is the complete systematic process which we have to follow in this entire 11th standard. Of course, with this, things will not stop. As we do this chapters, a lot of complicated stuff will come in between. But if you're applying your mind, if you're conceptually clear, if you're able to answer why question for everything, you will find things easy for you. If you try to by heart things, it will become complicated and difficult. Now, guys, as long as theory is concerned, see, there are two kinds of theory. See, there are certain theory. If I take theory first, only then you'll be able to understand the practical questions. So today what I did, I took a little bit of theory so that you understand things practically. But all the theories will not be like that. There'll be certain theory. If you learn first, if you read them first, you will not understand. So when will I understand? When you have a practical idea of how things work. And then when you come back and read those theory, things will make sense. I don't blindly follow theory first and practical. I feel that depending on the complexity of the theory, we should be able to tweak and twist and study. That is called a smart work. So I'll be dealing with you guys certain theories immediately in the beginning. Then I'll go back to the practical aspect and come back to the theory later. So in this entire introduction to accounting chapter, guys, you see there'll be a lot of theories. Whatever I explained, no, it is all there here. Till this we have done. Till page number 2 we have done. But if I go to page number 3 and onwards, a lot of things, the terms are new. So without knowing what are those terms, if I explain you or if I do this theory, one, it will be boring. Second, you will not understand. So the rest of the first chapter, for example, what is the function of accounting? Maintaining systematic accounting records, preparation of the financial statement. You don't know what is financial statement. Meeting the legal requirement. What legal requirement? You need to know the terms first. Assistance of management. Assistance to management. Who's management? Financial settlement of tax liabilities. Sorry, facilitates settlement of tax liability. What is the meaning of settlement? What is tax liabilities? What is liabilities, first of all? So there are a lot of things which you will not understand. So we will do the second chapter. So now I'll stop the first chapter here. When you come in next class, you'll understand the second chapter. We'll understand all the terms. What is the meaning of account? What is the meaning of debit? What is credit? What is creditor? What is debtor? What is asset? What is liability? Everything will be understood properly. And then we'll come back and read this theory so that you'll be able to easily digest and blend. Guys, am I clear? Ananya and Niharika, comfortable with what I'm talking?
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. So introduction to accounting. I'll come back to this chapter a little later and we'll be heading towards the second chapter in the next class. But before that, one last segment for today is pending. So that I'll take and wrap up today's session. Period of accounting. Accounting period. What accounting period do we follow? You know what is financial year? What is the need of having the financial year? Just imagine you're doing business today and there is no financial year. You're keeping on doing business. At some point, you need to stop yourself and calculate the profitability of the business. You cannot keep on going forever and ever. Somewhere you need to stop, calculate your profit, analyze where things are going wrong so that you can cover up the leakages. If you don't analyze, if you don't cover up the leakages, then things will go out of control. So people in India, they said that the financial year will be for 12 months. So two options were given. One is the calendar year, Jan to December. So in India, we are not following Jan to December. In the foreign countries, people follow Jan to December. In India, we follow April to March because a lot of rules and regulations were, somewhere come in this period in earlier years, and the proper implementation could happen from here. So they felt that April to March is the ideal period for recording the financial transactions. Are you able to follow? So April to March. If you want to follow a different financial year, you are free to follow. But there are certain places which comes with the restrictions. So people don't want to get their accounting done complicated. So all over India, uniformly we follow April to March. So this financial year is a cutoff period. To cut off your business transaction at one place. It doesn't mean that you're stopping a business transaction. It doesn't mean that you're stopping a business. The business will go on. But you are putting a full stop on accounting. So once you put a break on 31st March, from 1st onwards, it will be the next accounting year. New sets of books will come into picture. Everything will be new, like we do for your school academic year. So your academic year is also pretty much same, April to March. If I talk about CBSE, April your 12th and all will properly start. So here also April to March only. March board exam gets over. Correct? No? So once you complete your old class, you come to new class, new bag, new books, new pen. Same feeling here also. We also want new book, new laptop, new computer. But will that happen? Computer and all they'll not give. So April to March, they cut the period in between so that you can assess in this period what is the income earned. In this period, whatever is the expense incurred. So that what is my net result? Plus, minus, what is my net result? So for that purpose, having an accounting period is very, very important. Accounting is generally done for a financial year, which starts from April and ends with March. Current financial year starts from which period to which period? What is our current financial year? 1/4/22 to 31/3/23. This is too big to write, isn't it? How do you write this in short form? Ananya Nyarika, how do you write this in short form? 22/23. 22/23. 22 means 1/4/2022. 23 means 31/3/23. Why I'm telling this is because when you do your practical questions, they'll tell you that your financial year is 22/23. So whenever 2 year is given, which means your financial year is April to March. If it is only 22, then it starts with 1st Jan 22 and ends with 31st December 22. Starting 22, ending 22. That is what is called as 22. If single year is given, then the financial year is Jan to December. If double year is given, then starting with this, ending with this. Starting with 1, ending with 31. Starting with 1/4, ending with 31/3. Now are you clear with this? Are you getting a little bit understanding of the subject? Feeling comfortable?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I think that's all for the day. So how do you feel comparatively nice to understand? All this was taken properly in class? Understandable? You're able to relate to what I'm talking? Wonderful. So yes, guys, with this, I think I should end today's session. Yes, one thing which I forgot to discuss with you is your syllabus. So not a syllabus, in fact, your exam pattern. So guys, this was a circular that was released on 20 May 2022. They said that in 2021-22, that is immediately previous year, that is COVID period, that is 2021, 21-22, and more specifically 21-22, what happened is because of COVID, your exams were bifurcated into 2 parts, term 1 and term 2, right? Before your COVID, what was happening? You had only one examination and it was an 80-mark paper, correct? This 80-mark paper was full descriptive, little bit of MCQ and descriptive. Descriptive means what? Doing full-fledged question, writing paragraph answer, right? Now what happened is that in COVID, things changed. Term 1 was full MCQ, and your term 2 was case-based questions, long and short answers, and all that type. Now in 2022-23, what they've done is they wanted to blend both the things. So they said that 40%, minimum 40% of the question will be competency-based questions. What is meant by competency? Competency is where they will try to test you conceptually. How do we know that you're competent enough? Only if you're conceptually clear. And whatever you've learned, if you're able to apply, if you're application oriented, only then you'll be able to score marks. So if you're intending to by heart anything, then things will not work out for you. So your 40 marks can be in form of MCQs, case-based studies. They'll give you a situation and they'll ask you to analyze and response based on that. MCQ again, inky pinky ponky, you can survive. But case-based studies, hello, not possible. Unless and until you know the concepts properly, you cannot crack it. Next is source-based integrated questions or any other types. Example, if I have to give you, this is your, what is that? I forgot. Assertions-based questions. Assertions-based questions. Right? So even this is again going to be tested conceptually. Yeah. So 40% minimum it will come. It will minimum 40%. It can be even more than 40%. And balance, if you see again, objective type questions will be 20%. Objective type means it can be true and false. Fill in the blanks, whatever it is, 1 mark question basically. And then remaining 40% is short answers. Short answers is nothing but they ask you to write the journal entries, ledger. They'll ask you to do the trial balance. They'll ask you to do the trading and profit and loss account. They'll ask you to do the balance sheet. 2 mark question, 3 mark question, 5 mark question. Basically your long and short answers as per the existing pattern. So 80 marks you have to score from your examinations, which will be in this format, which will be completely in this format. Remaining 20% you'll be scoring from your internal assessments. That is to your projects and whatever the internal assessments your schools are doing, you'll be scoring from that. So I'll be going to help you in scoring 80 on 80. Forget 79. No 79, 80 on 80 directly. Because we're going to discuss everything in detail. We are going to work out a lot of questions which will put you in superb comfort. There'll be so many questions or doubts you'll have in your mind. Everything is going to be clarified. So when I'm taking so much of effort, when you're taking so much of effort, because we both deserve 80 on 80. Can we do it? Super. So this is what has been given here, guys. So competency-based questions, 30%, MCQs, case-based questions, source-based integrated questions. This we have done it, no? Yeah. So this is your pattern, guys. So all the people those are still thinking that by somehow trying to by heart, mug up, I'll finish it off, then your game is over. Tell me, guys, do you have any doubts? Did I go slow, fast? If you can tell me. This pace is fine? Normal? Okay. Online people, how do you find
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So,
sir.
sir,
It was good.
Wonderful. Fantastic. Okay, guys, with this, then we'll do one thing. We'll put to end of today's session, guys. That's all from my side for today's class. I'll see you all in the next class, which is on Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Until then, bye-bye. See you. Take care.